Alright guys, a new one is out. I don't know. I'll do a video about a few other ones, but I just want to talk about CRYPTONITO. CRYPTONITO. Um, this is very interesting. It's very confusing when you first get here because they talk about loans. Um, these are not like loans like you get on KuCoin or other things. So that's where I was kind of confused. I was actually looking for loans that were actually funded um, by other investors, like where you could find a loan and take out a loan and things like that. But these aren't, quote unquote loans, as the traditional sense. These are basically, I don't know if you guys remember or watch my video on Matic X. It's very similar to that. And when you hear of loan in this, think of deposit, because that's really what it is. It's you deposit, and what they give you is whatever the returns would be for the entire freeze period or lockup period. They give you those returns up front. So for instance, if you put in one BNB under premium, you'd automatically be able to withdraw and take out 0.42 BNB, and that one BNB would be locked up for the rest of the time. So, to call it a loan, it's kind of odd because it's not really a loan. You're getting back less than what you put in initially. You're basically getting your rewards up front. Now it's kind of interesting because they've got these longer lockup periods. I tried to I compare this to Matic X, but it's not really like Matic X. It is because you get your rewards up front, but it's very interesting. One thing that I really like though is you have to be in this longer lockup one first. You cannot jump into one of these shorter ones until you jump into the longer lockup. And if you only put, the other question I had is, well, what happens if I only put 0.1 BNB and then I can unlock any of these other ones and do 7 days and just take out as much as possible? You can only put in one of the shorter ones up to the same amount that you put in the longer lockup one. So that's pretty cool. It'll talk about your active loans, any ones that you have, a bonus program. I'm not sure why they have all these different levels. I really hate these, like the leader bonuses. I'm not just like jealous of these big YouTubers. I just don't think it's fair that the ones that get the most referrals take the biggest chunk out of the balance, because that just robs all the smaller investors. I mean, it's just terrible that they give more rewards based on the number of referrals you get. They just make it even across the board, because I mean, when you take out that much referral, it hurts the balance. It's got to come from somewhere, and it's going to come from this balance. So that being said, this is an interesting project. I don't know. I kind of like it. I was kind of skeptical at first, but this thing just launched like 2 hours ago, I think. Actually, let's have a look. I just don't like that they don't have the contract. They don't have kind of anything on here. But it's kind of cool. They've got it. I think they've got this across different networks, chains. Let me switch and let's see what, do they actually have it on AVAX? They do, yeah. So kind of cool. I mean, you can kind of do this across them. I'd be concerned, going across all these chains right at the beginning, that it's gonna really spread out the total, and all these balances are gonna be small because of that. So that's one thing that I would be concerned with. look at that, and also the contract. Contract just looks at the B&B stuff. Yeah, I think the time change is different. It might have launched earlier today. Yeah, but 9 hours ago. So yeah, you're well within that first day. But yeah, this is just an interesting dApp. The only thing that I found in the critical issues is it's high risk. I mean, you know, they can call them loans or whatever, but those dividends that you're getting are paid from deposits of other users, first in, first out. It will be interesting to see how long this lasts. It would be kind of cool to see it last, you know, past that 28 days. But that would be interesting to see. Yeah, owners view 10%, investment plans, you know, that's pretty well laid out on the site. You know, this isn't going to make like huge, crazy returns. Basically, 4 weeks you make 40%, so a little over 10% a week. Just some details here. You can make a deposit in 25 times max in each of the plans, which is 100 deposits. Yeah, I just really don't like all these weird levels of referrals. Just make it simple, make it not crazy expensive, and don't make it so complicated. Yeah, not a huge fan of that, but anyway, yeah, that's what that is. Let's look at the contract. I don't want to go too far into this because this is probably going to be very, very different. There's your safe math library. Contract. Ownable. Oh, that means they can change the owner of the address it goes to, transfer the ownership. Yeah, that's a library for addresses. Here's the actual contract itself. Plan percentages. Yeah, I mean, they made this pretty simple, honestly. Leader bonuses, rewards, blah. It's interesting that they have a default refer, which means if there's no refer, it looks like somebody's getting paid those referrals. That's not a cool thing. That means if you're not using a referral, then somebody is getting that, and it's probably the owners. That's, I don't know. Not a huge fan of that one. Yeah. Yeah, just looking through the code, there's nothing crazy in here. There's no weird loops. Yeah, this is kind of just standard stuff. You know, I don't agree with some of it, but it is an interesting concept. It's kind of like Matic X, but it actually has some protections for longevity. But of course, you know, it's really going to depend on the days that you're in this, if people are going to continue to use it. Is it enough to bring more people in? I don't know. Anyway, guys, I will leave a link to this. This is not financial advice. I'm not saying you should jump into this. I'm not saying it's like amazing or it's not horrible. I'm just trying to provide, you know, details around these and give you guys information. You can do what you want with that information. You know, do your own research, make your own financial decision. Yeah. Anyway, guys, if you like the video, like it. If if you want to subscribe, go ahead and hit their big fat red button, and we'll catch you on the next one.